Hi, it's Dan from Mason Productions. In this podcast, me and my friends will talk about business, relationships, and mostly rubbish. I would love for you to join me on this journey every Monday at 7 a.m, but only tell people that are down for the journey, no matter what happens. Hi guys, it's Dan from Mason Productions.
And Tyler from Mason Productions.
And thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of the Mason Productions episode 2 of season 2.
Oh yeah.
So we're back.
We are back.
And
now
today's episode. Oh wait. Little catch up. You all good?
Yeah. No, we're all good. We're all good on
all good in the hood.
All good in the hood. Today's podcast. Technically this is the first official, because the last one was
official, because the other one was a bit of a rambles catch up.
Rambles and an intro to since it's season 2 and updates and that. This podcast is going to talk about fitness. Now the reason being is me and Dan are on our own journeys. We have our own fitness goals that we're currently working on. Myself, being the skinnier built guy, I'm currently working on trying to build up my physique. I've got a whole diet and protein goal I'm hitting. Dan, I'll let you. I
got tubby.
Yours. Yeah,
that's fuck.
That's the bluntest way of putting it.
Yeah, I put on loads of weight during the latter part of last year. I stopped going to the gym. So for people that don't know, I've got a really bad knee or knees from when I used to play football at a semi-decent level. So I have to look after my knees, and occasionally my knees will just sort of give up on me. So I actually, the latter part of last year, basically stopped working out completely, but carried on eating the same amounts and maybe excess and lots of takeaways. And then in December, you drink loads, you eat loads, and you don't look after yourself loads.
Yeah.
So I actually got a bit tubby. So I'm actually on the opposite of Tyler, where I'm actually just trying to trim down a little bit, get my body fat in line, and then as I lose my weight a little bit, and then as I start to feel more confident in myself, I will then start to gain the weight with the muscle.
Yeah.
In like a lean, bulking sense.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We're not experts. We're not trying to claim of being like fitness coaches. We're just embarking on our own journey from what we know, whether it's wrong, whether it's right, and trying to make something work about it. Like Dan said, we're on opposite sides of the scale. He's coming down, trying to be more slimmer, shred down a bit. Me, on the other hand, as it being the classic skinny guy, or hard gainer as they call it.
Yeah.
I'm bulking up more. Well, I'm eating a lot more in a what's called a calorie surplus.
Calorie deficit. And boring as fuck.
Yeah, I bet. And I'm around 100 I'm trying to aim for about 150 grams.
What might help some people is a bit of context. So like height, weight. If you're happy.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. I don't mind.
So like height, weight, stuff like that.
To the European people, I'm 189 centimeters.
Fuck, you know that off the top of your head?
Yes, I had to convert it.
Okay, one sec. Let
before.
me just.
And I am
I don't know if I'm gonna
in
be able
feet.
to
I'm
find
6'2", which is happy with that. But in weight, I'm about 70, just over 70 kilos. Yeah, that is my baseline
Fuck, I
of
don't
everything.
know anything, I don't think. So I'm 6'3", maybe 6'4".
I think to be fair, I think you're about 6. I think you're breaching 6'4". Just
so whatever that is in centimeters. 192.
You'll be 190 something.
192.
Let's go with 190. We might be slightly
190, 192 centimeters.
Yeah.
Weight when I started my journey back in late December, I was 16 stone 4.
Yeah.
Over 100 kg. As of right now, probably weighing in at like 15.5 mark.
Yeah.
So I've lost like nearly a stone in like 3 months. But that's been like peaks and troughs. I'm actually taking my fitness really serious now again. So I've started running. So I've been running 5Ks and 3Ks just to get my knees built back up. I'm doing lots of squats, leg lunges to build up the strength for my knee again. I'm actually stretching a lot more. So yeah, I've probably lost a stone in the last 3 months. I've probably got half a stone left before I start lean bulking. Probably get down to the 15 stone mark or just under, and then I'll start bulking in the lean fashion.
So yeah, I'm about. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention I was about 70 kilos, which is about just over 11 stone. When I started it properly, I mean, when I started properly, because I've been going to the gym consistently / not, because I did go for.
Let me turn off this heater. You guys won't be able to hear it, but it's clicking on and off.
Is that annoying?
Slightly annoying the shit out of me, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, but go ahead. When I first started the journey, good few years ago now, I was about 60 kilos. Then I'm not saying that it's been more than a year, so I haven't just gained 10 kilos of muscle just like that. But that was when I properly started going to the gym. Then I think before COVID I was going for about a year. Then COVID hit. You know, you fall out of that routine. You fall out of you
don't have, well, COVID just
you lose that discipline.
Didn't have a routine at all, did we?
No, not absolutely. I mean, I was going to bed stupid amount of time, waking up whenever I wanted, because you had nothing.
You played Warzone a lot.
I don't regret anything about that. That was fun.
Played Warzone a lot,
amazing.
And I would go to bed at midnight, wake up at 7:55 to start work at 8, because I worked in IT at the time.
Oh yeah, Dan was a lot more structured because he could work from home.
I worked from home, so I did have a structure during the day.
Before I transitioned into my job where I became a key worker and was working throughout COVID, I was going to bed at like 3, 4 in the morning, and then I was waking up sometimes like midday, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. But that's how it was. I think
that was lockdown's life.
That was life of lockdown. Yeah.
What's your fitness regime been like in the last 6 months? Obviously, certain things have changed, so you've got a little bit more time on your hands and a bit more flexible. But what's it sort of been like in the last 6 months for you?
So it's like. So I've mentioned before in the podcast, I work 3s and 2s. So 1 week I'll have 5 free days. The next week I'll have 2 if I don't go to the gym after work. But finishing at 6 p.m, getting ready to go to work. My gym isn't very big and it's massive. It's like people everywhere. Like you can't have a fully.
So just putting in there, Tyler goes to a local gym.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the process of building my own gym at the farm. We've got the basic equipment. We've got like a rower for our cardio / I now run. And I've got my dumbbells in there, and I've got like an easy bar and like a standard bar. But yeah, you carry on with that, and then we'll.
So yeah, I go every day off. So I'll go 5 times a week, and then the week after I'll go twice, and then once after work. If sometimes I fail that because it's really hard.
Well,
I work 12-hour shifts, so trying to go to the gym.
And you're on your feet all day.
Yeah, I'm on my feet all day majority of the time. I'm not on a forklift much anymore because I've got higher responsibility.
You are now in the sorry.
What was you going to say? Danger zone?
I thought that you are now in the presence of a certified
I forgot about that. And after that, I mean, so it is hard going to the gym after work after 12 hours. And is all of
your workouts gym related? Is there any other fitness? Bar walking a lot.
Cardio is very minimal because I walk a lot. I mean, sometimes on my work, the most I did was 27,000 steps, which is ridiculous.
That's a lot of steps.
That is a lot of steps. So it's mainly weight training, and I also do calisthenics at the start, involving things like.
Do you want to tell people what calisthenics is if they don't know what it is?
Okay, yeah. If you don't know what it is, it's basically it's basically training with only body weight. So it'll be pull-ups, push-ups, dips, different types of angles and positions of holds.
Classed as calisthenics, or is that just a part of like a cardio thing? Because burpees when you push up and then you jump.
Well, yeah, it's essentially. It's a mixture of both because it's you're jumping, but it's also going into a push-up.
Basically,
I don't know if it would
it's anything that results in pushing or pulling your own
Yeah,
body
it's
weight.
only body. Yeah, you can add weight, like you can do weighted pull-ups, weighted dips.
So that's attached to your body.
But that's attached to your body. Yeah, it's nothing machine operated, dumbbell operated. It's all natural, and you can. And I do that mainly for flexibility and just gaining strength. It's really good for also building certain aesthetics. You have a different muscle look about you. I've always enjoyed that, and I know it was one of the weak points. I used to be able to I couldn't do any pull-ups. In lockdown, I ended up training push-ups a lot to the point where I could do 100 in one straight set.
And didn't you,
That was my
when
peak.
you had like a dip bar?
Yeah.
Your dad had constructed a dip bar.
Yeah, we had a dip bar, and I was doing like sets of 30 all of the time. And because I when I was looking at TikTok of things, and I saw that.
Was TikTok a thing back then?
No.
Because I didn't get onto TikTok
No,
until last year.
Yeah, I don't know if it was. No, it would have been YouTube. Yeah, you're right. It was a video.
I say like TikTok. It might have been around, but TikTok for me, I was a late bloomer to it as well. I only got on it like last. It's like summertime.
Yeah.
Like 2022.
What was it? And yeah, so I basically that was my training throughout lockdown, but even then it was scarce. But so yeah, my training regime consists of I'll do a split of when I go in, I'll do my calisthenics at the start or the end, depending on what I'm doing. So every session I'll do 3 sets of dips, 3 sets of pull-ups, and then I'll either, if I'm doing chest, I'll do 3 sets of push-ups, or if I'm doing something like, sometimes I'll mixing an ab workout. If I'm doing shoulders, I'll then do 3 sets of leg raises. And then on there, I'll do my split, which is the usual of most people know, back and bi. I'll do chest and triceps. I'll do shoulders.
So it's not quite the bro split. The bro split is just arms then legs.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
More arms.
Yeah.
More arms, no legs. And then you've also got, basically it's a push pull.
Yeah.
But people do push pull, but some people do it as in groups of muscles. So like we as a pair, we do like back and bi, chest and tri, and then we kind of do legs as a whole.
Yeah. I always dedicate one day to legs because I've got the worst leg genetics and my legs are skinny as. So like I have to force myself to do legs even though I hate it. But there's the same with back. I used to hate doing back, and now it's one of my favourites. You know, so you just got to have that.
How long are you in the gym for?
So my gym sessions will range from about...
Because you do a lot. You like calisthenics,
yeah,
then your workout, and then obviously you have your breaks in between your sets.
So yeah, if I'm feeling sore or weak, I will leave out the calisthenics, but I try and keep that as a baseline.
Like as a constant.
Yeah. So my sessions will range from about an hour to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Depending on, like, sometimes I'll do purely form focus where I'll do a lot of sets, low weight, and just trying to squeeze, like, especially back exercises.
You then get to the weight, you know how it should.
Yeah. So because the best thing about the gym is putting aside your ego and making sure your form is correct. Otherwise, because I did build really bad habits of things like incline dumbbell press. I had a wrong positioning with my shoulder lateral raises. I had my arms straight out instead of tilting it forward, like little things like that.
But you have to drop the weight to learn how to do
absolutely.
If you don't drop the weight, then you'll never get it.
Yeah, I mean, most people know it about gym, the classic etiquette of the ego lifters.
Carry on.
The ego lifters, where they'll lift really heavy, their form will be terrible, and it's basically to cover up. They want to prove that they can lift heavy weight to the people around them. Everyone's done it. Everyone's guilty of it. I am. Dan's probably done it as well. It's just one of those things where you just got to push yourself. Like, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, that's literally it.
That is all it's about. Who cares? We're all in there, like Dan said earlier. We're all in there for the same reason.
All in there for the same reason. It may be different outcomes that you want, but ultimately we're all in there to be fit,
to be better,
healthy,
yourself,
and to better ourselves.
Yeah. So I don't know what you're about to move on to, but what's your regime? Because obviously we're very different. You have a lot more cardio based. You work out at home. So what does your general weekly structure look like in terms of how you work out?
I'm only really taking it seriously in the last sort of like month or so, where I'm like a bit more structured. Basically, I work from home 3 days a week, so I'm only in the office 2 days a week. What helps in some aspects, I normally take the dog out for a walk at lunchtime or before work, so I get my steps in there. At the minute, my new regime is that I will run on a Tuesday and Thursday because that's when I'm in the office.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll normally do a 5K, what is taking around 30 minutes. I could go faster, but I run with a few other people from work. So we run at a similar pace so that he's not dying, but so that I'm still getting something out of it.
Yeah, of course.
Then on Saturdays is my longer run days. So at the minute, I've actually been out shooting. What you don't think is a lot of calories, but because you're constantly stood up and you've got a gun
and
that weighs
walking.
like 7 pounds and I'm walking between trees and stuff, you burn quite a lot of calories. So the last 6 weeks I've been out pigeon shooting.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of drawn to an end now. So I'm now like, my Saturdays are now free almost again. So Saturday mornings when I wake up first thing, my routine kind of stays the same whether it's a weekday or a weekend. I wake up at between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
At the minute, we've been waking up at 6:30 on Saturday. So my new plan is to wake up at 6:30, get up, go for a 10K.
Yeah.
That, I think, will take me around about an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's basically where I'm at the minute. On a Tuesday, I play six-a-side football. What is hard work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Six-a-side is more like short sprints and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I do that on a Tuesday. So like yesterday, for example, was a Tuesday. I ended up traveling 9.5 miles. I did 17,000 steps. I did 151 minutes of exercise, and I burnt something like over 1,000 calories.
Yeah, that's insane.
So like, that's me getting down to trimming.
Yeah.
I do my daily-ish stretches.
Yeah.
So like cat, dog, cow, child.
See, I find stretches it's something that just slips my mind, but I know it's so important.
So good for me. Like I've got really tight hip flexors and really tight legs, but that's down to weaknesses in my leg. So that's why I'm now actively doing a lot of lunges and squats to build. Because basically I've got really tight hamstrings, but that comes from having like a weak glute.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to build up my glute so that my hamstrings haven't got to compensate as much, but I'm stretching out my legs so that I've got a more full range of motion. When I do my squats and stuff, I get a full range of motion instead of it being like I get down to a point, it starts to hurt and I come back up again. So I do my stretches. I've got a muscle gun that I use to sort of get the knots out and to help build.
They're amazing.
So yeah, that's basically it at the minute.
Yeah.
So what my plan is from next week is on the days that I don't run, what will be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I will be weight training.
Yeah.
And then on my Tuesdays and Thursdays, there will be a rest day almost because it will have cardio elements in it. But it won't be like if I've just done legs, for example, in the gym, I'll work it out where like I might do my leg day on like a Friday.
Yeah, me too.
Or like on a Tuesday, because if my long run's going to be on a Saturday, I might not want to tie my legs out.
Yeah.
But that's something that I'll develop, and I listen to my body a lot now. I never used to listen to my body. I used to be one of them people that was like, this is what I'm doing, no matter if my body hurts.
Yeah,
I now listen to my body, I'm like, my legs are tired. So like today, I did a 5K before work yesterday. I then did a 3K walk. And then I did 80 minutes of football. My legs are tired today, so I've dedicated stretching to help.
Yeah, progression recovery.
Yeah. So, but on the days that I'm not running, so Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday, they will be weight days of probably about an hour session, give or take.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and like that, there'll be like groupings of back and bi, chest and tri.
Yeah.
Probably like abs and legs.
I mean, it sounds like a good. I mean, and obviously you're in a calorie deficit, so it won't take very long for you to trim it down. Really,
I'm an annoying person. I've got genetics of godlike.
Yeah, it's annoying. I call his physique. I call it the. Should I say the word?
We may bleep because for some reason this swear word is the god tier.
Yeah, it's God tier. Shall I try? I'll replace it. He's got I call it the dickhead physique because
we'll go with that.
His physique is just he he can trim down when he wants, as long as he just applies the basics of being in a calorie deficit, doing a little bit more cardio. Whereas I found it so
It takes me 6 weeks basically.
Yeah,
6
you
to
can
8
do it
weeks
so
and I'm back in shape.
you can do it so
So
fast. I mean,
Realistically, because now that I'm doing it properly, by the 2nd week of May, I'll have a 6-pack. Chest will be in shape.
yeah,
Almost summer body ready.
yeah. Whereas,
What I know fucks you off quite a lot.
no, don't get me wrong.
Not in like off.
Like, it doesn't piss me off in terms of like I get mad if I even said to him, I was like, if I don't, by the start of summer I want to see those abs, you know, like I'm hyping them up. I want him to look fucking really good and feel good. But as a lifting perspective, it's like fucking hell, because he's already at that nice weight. He doesn't look skinny. He's well rounded, well toned, and he just kind of like almost like a click of your fingers. It's something that takes time. It's like, God damn it, why can't I just gain weight like that? Whereas like,
yeah, and don't get me wrong, I may not do it in the perfect way. I'm a person that pushes my body quite a lot. So like with my running, I wear probably a few too many layers. So like I sweat incredible amounts.
yeah,
So like on my run the other day, I had my Alpha Elite t-shirt on.
we're not sponsored, by the way.
We're not sponsored by Alpha Elite, but great t-shirt.
Yeah,
Then I had my old football winter jumper on,
yeah,
and a Under Armour, just a zip up,
right.
and I had ear warmers and a snood, and it was probably 10 degrees outside.
See, I'm the like.
So by the end of that, when I see my t-shirt,
it's wet.
it's you could wring it out.
Oh, fucking hell. I mean, I don't.
That's how much I sweat.
The thing
and
is,
I'm not saying that's healthy.
No.
That's just the way that I've always done it.
But the thing is, it's like
That was only meant to vibrate. I do apologise.
Now I've lost track of what I was gonna say.
Sorry, it's right. You've lost track.
No, wait. Oh no, I'm on there. Like weight training, I don't tend to unless I'm doing.
It's hard to sweat.
No,
I do get it. I don't sweat that much.
No.
Maybe I'm not doing it right.
Unless I'm doing a superset or when I'm
you're really struggling,
or whether I'm going till failure, I don't usually sweat very much. And if I do, it's like on my head and a little bit on my arm.
Yeah.
But when I run, running's totally different.
I watch some people do weight training and they're just fucking sweating like
dripping
beasts.
Yeah, maybe they're on trend though.
I'm just gonna throw it out there.
We're not on anything.
Not
like that.
on anything.
Never
all
been.
natural.
We take natural supplements.
I used to
that's
be on
about it.
testosterone boosters.
Yeah, no, yeah. You did
I
a
took them
cycle.
for a cycle.
Yeah, I've never done anything like that.
But I think we've got more to talk about.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just leave it for a quick break. We're just gonna get some drinks.
We'll have an intermission and then we'll bring it back to finish off the podcast.
Right. So we'll catch you after the break.
See you in a bit. And we are back.
The break was nice.
The break was nice.
Tyler wants to do some ASMR shit.
No. I'm a little bit obsessed with how these mics sound, right? And I wanted.
He loves it.
Hey, look, it's not just me. Just a pointer. After we record, we tested it, and both of us were like little schoolgirls. We were jumping around excited, going, "That sounds so amazing compared to what it did sound like."
How do I just do this so that it?
Put your phone on, maybe mute, turn your notification thing down, or at least put it on vibrate so it goes.
Is on vibrate.
Maybe it has a. I don't know actually.
Is there a vibrate?
I don't have an iPhone.
We're just gonna set it and we'll just. Sorry, excuse me for that. Tyler wants to do some ASMR shit. So
You go first. There's no point doing it at the same time. Oh, that was a good one. Sound like an advert.
Wait.
Oh.
So for the ASMR people that have just creamed themselves. Get it close. That's it.
Right. Oh, that was a good one. I like that one.
I like how we're both excited.
I've never been so excited to open a can before.
So yeah, we're back from the break. we're carrying on talking about fitness and where we sort of want to be, how we want to roll. So, Tyler Bowser.
Thanks. Yeah. Like in terms of goals, like my target weight. Why did you look so disgusted?
Diet.
No,
Got no sugar in it.
Oh, it is diet.
Tastes like shite.
It's not the best tasting lemonade.
No,
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway, my target weight, being at 11 stone, I'm aiming for about 12.5, 13, depending. I don't know what that's going to look like. So,
do you think as you'll grow older into like your late 20s, you might find it easier to gain weight?
I think so, because I think the metabolism naturally slows down.
Yeah.
Because like when I look at my uncle and my granddad and even what was it? Even like my other side of the family, they were all really skinny built.
Yeah.
And as their metabolism slowed down, they gained weight a lot faster.
Yeah.
And I think that will be a thing. But for now, because I'm not going to blame it on, my metabolism's fast, I can't gain weight. It is possible. I just need to eat a shitload.
Consistent.
Yeah, and but consistency is a massive. And
so you're actually more targeted towards how much you weigh. So you have like a weight goal.
Well, my weight goal's the baseline, but my ideology of it is I want to build the genetics I have. So I have I think I have decent genetics in my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Another main goal is to really build my legs because it's an aesthetic that I feel quite insecure about. But I want to be able to feel more comfortable in wearing shorts or wearing a bit tighter jeans. And then I just want to build my overall size so I feel more well-rounded, to have that more superhero type of aesthetic. That's the kind of look I'm going for. And because I'm very broad-shouldered and tight waist, I kind of want to develop that swimmer's body, but I don't want to be too bulky. I still want to be shredded. And I think with my metabolism, I think it will go like that anyway.
Also, you could not lean bulk. You could go for a bit of a, not a dirty bulk, but like a bit of a more stodgier.
I mix it in. I mix it in with it, but that's also to do with
because like with a lot of the fitness industry, they've made it unrealistic because their brand is them looking good all the time.
Yeah.
And that has then led to them taking performance enhancing drugs because
Absolutely,
you can't stay.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't stay lean and shredded all year round. It's really hard. You naturally need to gain the weight to make the muscle. But that's been an unrealistic standard.
Yeah.
In the fitness industry for a while.
It's not even just that, and it ties into social media as a whole. It's just that overall look of being perfect.
Yeah, definitely.
They're like editing the photos, getting the right angle, and all these normal people don't know.
The lighting in
they don't know.
Well, downlight to help cast the shadow.
I've just taken downlighting. It makes you look so much more aesthetic than. And some like genuine people have shown that. They've gone, look, this is me with good lighting and a pump. This is me normal. Completely different.
But also, have you seen people that have done, here's me good lighting with a pump, and here's me taking a few steps backwards where there's no good lighting, but I've still got my pump, and they look like shit.
Oh no, it's
not even like shit, but
the
they
comparison
don't look
is different. Yeah. And these people, and your average person who doesn't know anything about photography, they'll just go,
wow,
how can I look like that?
Yeah. And
then they develop this unrealistic aspiration or unrealistic standard of themselves, which overall just makes them so insecure. And it's not. They doesn't need to be like that.
I slightly not moving away, but a part of the editing of photos. I think that any photos that modify people's skin or the way that they're built, they should have like as a standard. I don't know how you would like police it, but like as a standard should have like a little something in the like in a corner
like
to let the user, like a watermark to let people know that this photo's been edited. You don't have to say where you've been edited, but just to let people know that it's been edited so that they're not setting unrealistic standards for themselves.
Or at least as a whole, like the generation needs to develop this mindset of you are your own person. Like,
you shouldn't have to compare.
Like, for example, me, I've spent so long looking at, and this one thing you will do in the gym, when you're constantly looking for little progressions, little enhancements, any little thing that will kind of give you that feedback of this is working. Yeah. When you're constantly looking for that, you'll notice all your little imperfection, which I have when it comes to like parts of my body I don't like the look of, the parts that look more skinny than normal, and it will happen.
But this comes down to your
it's massively
your like anxiety as a whole, isn't it?
Anxiety it ties into it. I mean, and it's a lot of the time I just ignore it, but it happens, and it's also to do with just general insecurity of I don't like this part of my body, or I want to make it better. But the thing to remember is, instead of fixating on that and going, oh fuck, I'm ugly, or I don't like it, just go like, for me, how I deal with it is I just go, I'm not there yet. I'm still going.
You got to build yourself up to it.
You've always got to look at yourself as a work in progress.
Yeah, and to be fair, even the people that it becomes unhealthy, because there'll be a point where like Mr. Olympias and stuff like are never happy with the way that they look.
Yeah.
They think they could always be better.
Absolutely.
But I think that like we need to like just set a standard. Not everybody can look like a Superman. Not everybody can look like an Iron Man. But you can, as long as you've got like a healthy diet. But like that, you have to feel happy in your own body. And if there's stuff that you want to improve on, as long as you're doing it in a healthy way, you go fucking get your goal.
Absolutely. Like, and you just got to look at it as like, I'm not there yet, but I will be. And that's what the gym is, because it's not a quick get rich or get healthy, get jacked quick scheme, unless you're taking something like illegal enhancing. It's a process that takes time, it takes dedication, and most of all, it takes discipline.
That's the thing that a lot of people lack. Is
absolutely. People fixate on motivation, but motivation is. I read something on it actually, and it was motivation is okay. I can't think of the
just
phrase
sort
now.
Of go for like
it's
overview of what.
It's basically motivation. He was basically saying that motivation is like a drug. It hits you. It's temporary, but it fades. It always fades. And I felt it myself, where I've gone, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And the next day you wake up, and it's like, oh, what the fuck?
In a slightly shitty mood, and you're like, fuck it.
And that's when the discipline takes over, and that's the most important thing, because you will wake up and go, I don't want to go to the gym. Don't want to go to the gym. And I've done it before. I've woke up and I've gone, oh, and that little voice talks in the back of your head and he goes, you can have one day off. You can have the days off. Or you should just stay in and play games. Or you just have.
They're the days that you need to do it.
This can be a cheat day. And don't get me wrong, everyone needs the rest days. Everyone needs time off. Everyone I take breaks and just play games. You need that time to
as long as
you recalibrate. As long as you bounce back. And it's been days.
You have to identify. You have to be strong enough to identify when you're doing
self-reflection and having that kind of mentality of, things are seeming a bit off, or things are going this way. And even when, like for me, when it came to junk food, it was like, I'm eating too much of this. Or I'll have that little voice, I'll train it to go like, oh, have this. And like, no, I've had too much. And
no word of a lie, that's literally been me for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, just have another chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Like, I've already had one. I don't need another. I'll have an apple. I'll have a banana.
You have to fight it. And you have to, it's like you training your own mind.
Do you know what my dad always says?
What's that?
This hole is bigger than that hole.
Yeah. That is wise words. Wise words. And it's those days, you're right, it's those days where that's how you train it. That's where discipline comes in. It's those days where you go, oh, I can't be bothered, I can't want to do this, don't want to do that. And I literally, it's weird, but it's kind of like I have to force myself to ignore it. I'm like, no, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Remember, you've got this camera here as well.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm even looking.
You're like looking like somewhere in the middle.
I'm to be fair, I'm just looking in between the cameras.
So just gaining you, clawing you back in. So you've got a weight goal. You've gone over about your physical.
Thank you, by the way.
Huh?
I said thank you, by the way, because I was.
Yeah. So you've got your physical looks.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your weight goal. Have you thought about your goal with it mentally? Or have you already thought about that side?
No, I absolutely have. And like I said, you develop mentality, because it's something when you stay consistent at it and develop that discipline, your mentality will shift.
So what's your goal with it? Is it just to be stronger mentally when it comes to everyday life?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
just the gym, but like every day.
Getting used to taking hard battles and getting used to overcoming that.
And your
that
failures
talk,
as well.
Your failures, that voice in your head that tells you that you're too weak, you look skinny, because it will be the devil's advocate. It will be that little guy on your shoulder going, you look skinny today, or take a day off. And it's that discipline, and it's that kind of the more consistent, and that you'll develop that mindset over time.
See, I think that me and you view the gym or fitness very differently.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't look at myself and feel unhappy with the way that I look.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I am happy. Don't get me wrong. There's points where I look at myself and I'm like, I need to fucking change what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Well, I catch myself in the mirror at an awkward angle. And I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, I've all done that. Yeah.
But I don't pick at parts of my body. But maybe that's because I don't feel insecure about them.
Maybe.
But I don't pick points in my body. I'm like, I need to train that because I don't like the way that it looks. For me, I do fitness to be healthy.
Oh, no, yeah.
And for me, it's a good release. It helps me stay mentally sane. And I've noticed that when I start to get into like low mood and a bit of a rut.
Bit of a funk.
Yeah. That gym is one of them things that actually helps me get through it.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't see the gym as something like if you was to say what's your end weight goal, I don't have an end weight.
Oh no, I don't have a. I don't.
No. But you know, like how you've got a baseline.
Yeah.
I don't even have a baseline.
Yeah.
For me, it's all about how the way that I look at myself makes me feel in the moment, type thing.
Yeah.
So like last summer, I was bulky, but I was going to the gym.
Yeah.
So I was like, I looked like I had mass. So I didn't have no definition, but I looked big.
Yeah.
I liked that because people kept on mentioning how strong I looked.
Yeah.
Oh, you look healthier now.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I stopped playing football 2 years ago now, probably, or like properly in the last year.
Yeah.
So basically it's been like a year and a half, right? I couldn't be like muscly when I played football.
No.
I used to play either centre back, but because I'm tall and I know how to use my body, I could always win a battle. And I actually started my career as a winger, so like I could never be bulky. So I look a lot healthier. You know, I might throw up some pictures of when I first got with Sarah when I still played football. I probably weighed 13 stone, really skinny, looked arguably really unhealthy. So like now that I've gained the weight, I feel like I look better in myself because I don't look as unhealthy. But for me, I don't have like I must have a six pack or I must have definition. I want to look like this. For me, it's like I have like I want to look healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like me looking healthy is with a slight six pack.
Yeah.
Not absolutely shredded. I'm not getting up on stage. I want to be healthy. So like I want to have a slightly bigger bicep. But for me, it's not that I look at it and go, I'm insecure about this. So I'm going to do it because I'm insecure. It's more like doing it from a place of mentally, I know it's going to make me feel better because going to the gym makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Keeps me out of my ruts, keeps me feeling mentally sane. When you've had a bad day, it's good to go to the gym.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm not doing it because I feel insecure about it, but I know that it's different because when we were friends and growing up, you had a lot of people comment on the way that you looked. So I get that it's different.
Don't get me wrong. I have.
Because you know, like how you said, like, oh, I want to feel confident wearing shorts and stuff.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know if it's because of like what we spoke about in the first season with my mental health. I kind of have like a fuck you attitude.
Yeah.
Where I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think about me. I don't really care what you say about me. If I want to go out looking like a tit, it's up to me. So if I wear shorts and they're slightly too big for me, yeah, I might whinge and go, fucking hell, these are too big for me. But I'd still go out and wear it.
Yeah.
As like, for you, I know that it's like, my legs look like, in my head, my legs look silly wearing these shorts.
It's more about my own perspective. And don't get me wrong, like, I don't go to the gym to fix my own insecurities. For me, the health benefits and the overall looking and feeling healthy, that's just a given. It's always been a thing in the back of my mind because I know that is just how it is and that's how I want it to be. It's just a case of after training for so long, I just tend to notice those little things. It's like I catch myself in my thought and going, I'm feeling a little bit more insecure about this or blah 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 blah, and it's
also like what we say. It's a journey, isn't it?
Absolutely,
it's something that it takes time to.
I've learned
get to
not to be harsh. I don't judge myself for it. I don't stay in that headspace anymore.
Because as much as you think about that in a negative, it's the same for people that are slightly bigger as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like what I said earlier, everybody's in the gym for the same reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all about basically just being healthy physically and mentally. It's kind of why we all go to the gym.
Yeah, that is it. Everyone has the same type of goal. Everyone has their own reasonings for certain things and things like that. Like our reasonings might be slightly different, but we're both in the gym for the same reason.
Yeah, the end goal is kind of similar of like healthiness.
Being comfortable in your own body, feeling healthy, you're feeling like mobile, you feel like you're kind of strong with your own body. And that is essentially what it's about. And like you said, it works wonders for the brain. Like the even the hormone release, the just feeling of
the sort of dopamine and serotonin.
I always feel like
you've accomplished something.
Yeah,
so you
absolutely.
Feel
you feel, and you also feel productive as well. Cause it's like it's something
it sets your day up good. For me, if I do something in the morning, like tomorrow when I go for a run, it sets my day up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of them things where. And also you feel that sense of accomplishment when you take over that battle of, like if you think yourself afterwards, see, look, if I would have just gave up and not gone, I would have felt shit.
Yeah.
Now I've done it.
Or I would have just felt normal.
And you always feel, and for me personally, I mean, it would be different for Dan. He doesn't actually go to a public gym. Going to the gym is the hardest part. Getting up and walking or driving, whatever,
biking,
going to the gym, that is the hardest part. Once you're in there and you're training, you feel that sense of relief that you've like, I've done it, I've made it, I'm gonna hit it.
That's it. Coming into the end parts of this podcast of fitness, I think one thing that we've actually skimmed over that I think is actually one of the most important things is it all starts in the kitchen. It all starts with what you eat.
Oh yeah, I mean people fixate on the training. But it's a 50% training, 50%. Well, I dare say 40% training, 60% is nutrition. What you're eating, what you're drinking, and it's
supplements if you need to take them.
Oh, absolutely! It's all about that daily regime. I mean, because like you'll find if you're eating crap, like processed crap, and all the time and nothing else. If you're not hitting, like if you're trying to gain muscle, if you're not hitting any type of daily protein goal.
So just a quick breakdown, real quick. There's a thing called macros, so like your protein, carbs, fats, sugars, stuff like that. There's like the certain goals that you should reach when you're trying to go to a fitness goal. But I just wanted to touch on quickly because even though that it is a big part. We've spoke a lot about the actual training aspects of it is the food and is making sure that you eat healthy, you eat the stuff that you need to eat, cut out the processed, cut out your takeaways, cut out your drinking, because my biggest thing wasn't eating, it was drinking.
See, I've never.
Mine was how high the calories were in the beers that I was drinking.
I mean, I was working. I mean, calories and drinks has never been a big thing for me. Obviously, we have two separate ways of looking at it because we've got different goals. But like, even when I was using my app to calculate the calories, and I looked at how many calories were in a copper burger, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I was like, that really surprised me.
Yeah, like you're easily 500 calories with some of these IPAs and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like drinking a good old IPA. I actually don't really drink anymore.
No, neither do I.
Some of the IPAs that I used to like drinking, I used to have maybe 2, 3, 4 maybe in a session. Easily 2,000 calories.
So
all of my work's fucking out, and that's what made it. That's what made it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it starts in the kitchen, I think.
Oh, absolutely, massively. And it was one thing that was one thing I neglected
Yeah,
a lot,
definitely.
because it is hard. I mean, for me, especially working 12 hours, having to cook afterwards as well.
This is why some places like HelloFresh are good.
Oh yeah, if you have
some
the
subscription bases, if you've got the money,
if you've got the money spare,
have the time,
it is
then
really
they are
good.
really good because they do save a bit of time. You know what you're gonna have. They're quick and easy. The ingredients are there. You just lob it all together. We're not sponsored by them. It's just just a great.
It is just a good alternative.
We've used the Gusto. We've used HelloFresh. They're all great, especially if you're struggling with what you need to eat and how you want to eat. They're really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything that you want to touch on before we wrap up?
No, I haven't. I mean, the only thing I'd like to say is you guys have got to keep a open, level head. Never be too harsh on yourself. It's okay. It's okay to have your bad days, your low moments. But like we said before, the key is just to be self-reflective. Notice when you fall down and make sure. This is it. I saw a really good quote. He was like, if you fall down, it's not your fault. You can't control it. Shit happens. But getting back up has everything to do with you.
That's it. And you know what? We'll leave the podcast on that.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So it's been Dan
and Tyler.
Thank you for listening to the podcast and watching if you're on YouTube. Our DMs are always open if you ever want to speak to us about any topic. So thank you very much, guys. It's been Dan from Mason Productions.
And Tyler from Mason Productions.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Peace.